Well, hello everybody and welcome to the channel. It is Seymour Gaming. This is the Hand of Doom, and we are going to go over finding all the artifacts and the cards and all in the first section in Jackson of The Last of Us Part 2. And while this part is loading up here, I'm going to skip this little cinematic. While this first part is loading up, I am going to put another video out very soon on something that I just heard of about death threats that some of the actors are getting, which is just absurd. So I'll cover that in another video. But for now, I'm going to kind of skip through to just picking up all the artifacts, the safes, everything you need to pop the trophies for The Last of Us 2, and this first part is just going to be Jackson. So it's not a very long video. I'm going to try to skip right to the parts just so you can see where things are. Again, if you like the video, if you could, I'm getting this channel up and rolling. If you can hit that subscribe button, hit the notification so you can see when I post the next set, which I hope to do maybe tonight or tomorrow. We'll get that taken care of, and we'll go into Seattle day one. But of course, we start out. We finally get control of Ellie as she goes out with Jesse. And in this first part, in the waking up part, we're going to have one artifact and two trading cards. Not very difficult to find. We got to kind of get through the greenhouse section first here. So once we get through this little section, we'll be able to pretty much pick up the two trading cards and the artifact very, very quickly, and then we'll switch over to the Overlook, I believe it is. Okay, so you make your way out. Start checking to make sure there's nothing here, but you make your way out of the entire greenhouse. Just listening to their conversation there. So once you go through this gate, you're technically out of the greenhouse, and there's gonna be a little conversation between you and Jesse here, and you're gonna go to the intersection where Jesse's gonna continue straight, but you're gonna hang yourself a left. You just go around to the left, and you're going to find your very first trading card up on this help wanted bulletin board. And there it is. That is trading card 1. Okay, so join back up with Jesse. This is on my new game plus. I still have to go up and pat the little puppy dog here for a minute. And then, of course, Jesse's going to head into the Tipsy Bison, or sit there and wait for you to take him into the Tipsy Bison. But before you go in there, and make sure you grab this one before you go in there, on the other side there is a blacksmith shop. There's a little hallway down there, and there's a letter on the table. That's your first artifact. And then make your way into the Tipsy Bison to pick up the last thing you can get in this chapter. So you're going to make your way to the back. You're going to have a little discussion with Maria, which I'm going to just go ahead and skip the cinematic so you don't have to sit there and watch it. Jesse's going to walk out, make your way all the way to the back, right by the dartboard, and there is your second trading card. So that's all for that section. Now we're going to cut, of course, into playing Abby. When you're playing Abby, once you get to the part where you're crawling underneath of the house, you come around, there's going to be infected there, which somehow I shoot over his head the first time, so try to shoot better than me. As soon as you come out of the house, go around the corner and into that window right there. There's going to be a health kit on the bed. And I was making sure nothing else was around there, which there's not. Go out the little door there, around the stairs, and in a little room just to the left there. On the table, you're going to get some ammo, and you're going to get the only artifact here, a letter from Seth. So that's the only thing in the Overlook. Now we're headed to Patrol. It's going to be right many more in Patrol. So play Patrol until Dina takes you up to overlooking everything. Wait for the cinematic to finish. Sometimes you have to back away from the railing, kind of walk around for a minute. I had it pop up quick once, and then the other time it took it a couple of minutes to pop up. So I kind of hang around and kind of get away from it and step back and then come back and approach it again. But it will be right where Dina was standing, and that's going to be your first journal entry. Now, it's going to be a long time for you to get to the next one. You get back on your horses, and when Dina calls out and says, "Hey, should we check for supplies?" Go ahead and jump off your horse. There's going to be two houses, one on your right, one on your left. I'm going to the one on the right first. Go ahead and jump up on the cars. Get yourself inside that room. I think there's some ammo in there too. That's what I was looking for. I think there's some ammo there. Yeah. And inside the closet, which Dina usually gets in your way here, she even kind of walks straight over to it. Inside that closet, behind her, there you go. There's another trading card. Now, your next closest trading card, I was just kind of sitting here listening to what they were talking about. The next closest trading card is in the building directly across from you when you're looking through the hole that you jumped through. It's that one right in front of you that you're looking at now, right on the other side of the horses. So you make your way into that house up to the second story. It's just fairly easy to get to. You can see it right there. There you go. Jumping up into there. I think there's some ammo in there. But right beside the bed, there's going to be a little nightstand. And there's going to be another artifact inside of there. A little Santa. Okay, now we're going to go a little bit further until you get to the part where you have to crawl underneath the truck. And when Ellie gets to the other side, she's going to be pulled out by an infected. She's going to be saved by Dina. Okay. If we go right up this ramp here and go into the back of the truck, sneak through some boxes there, there's going to be an artifact right down there on the ground. Okay. And you're going to be playing a little bit more, and eventually you're going to get to a place where you have to put your mask on. And this is where you're going to encounter your first safe. As soon as you go through the little hole in the wall, you're going to get an artifact and you're going to see the safe. So the safe's right there in front of you. There's an artifact on the table just to your right. That's going to be the hint to the combination. To make sure you pick that up. This is my Good Boy Employee of the Month, which is the safe combination. Now there's two ways to crack these safes. Of course you can find, usually the letters are not very difficult to find. They're usually like right beside it. But if you look up on the Employee of the Month, you'll see, there's all people, but one of them's a dog. And it's like July 2013 to 072013, which will be your combination, because there is a trophy for opening all safes. Now, as you're putting these combinations in, if you turn it slow, you'll hear when you get to the number, it will actually click. It will make a different sound. So it is possible that you can actually safe crack these things if you just don't happen to find the number. But 72013, we'll open that one up, and that's your safe. Now all the rest of them come fairly quickly in this spot. There's a bunch of them all back to back to back. When you finally leave and you get to the library, when you go to open up the door, she's automatically going to see the pendant, and she picks it up automatically. So this part is actually in the library. Now the rest of them are all on top of each other. As soon as you go into this room, right hand side, you're going to see a giraffe. It's going to be a journal entry. If you turn completely around, there's a little, off into the dark, there's a little storage room in the back. Right there to my right. Once you go in there, you'll see on your right hand side there is a card. So there's your trading card. And then as you're running out, really the only way you can run out is you start running to the back where the TV and the PlayStation 3 and all that stuff is. Just to the right of that, you're gonna find one of his tables. There's nothing in the drawer, but on the table there is actually going to be a picture. Yet another artifact. And if you turn around, right beside the bed and his little nightstand, there's going to be another artifact. Now you also pop a trophy for finding all the workstations. So just to your left here, there is a workstation right there. You can't use it yet, so you just got to run over, start the generator, Even Dina will tell you that you can upgrade your weapons here, or your workbench. That you can upgrade your gun. Make sure you interact with it. Boom, you get that. The very last part of Jackson is when you go into Joel's house. When you go into his kitchen, there are three things here. His cup, his coffee cup, in the kitchen. So there's 2 journal entries and an artifact. So there's one of your journal entries. Make your way upstairs, and you'll find the last journal entry and the 1 artifact. The artifact you cannot skip, so you don't have to worry about missing this one because you can't progress the story without finding it. But when you go up into the room, make sure you get the journal entry before the artifact. This is his bedroom. Don't open up that red box. Go into his little workroom, and you'll see his guitar. That would be another journal entry. And now you get the very last thing in Jackson. Go into his room. Open up the box. And you will get his watch. The last artifact for Jackson. So that's it, guys. That's everything in Jackson. All 4 sections. So you've got everything you need there. Of course, if you miss something and you finish the game, it's no big deal. You can always go back to the chapters and replay.